God, I am not good at this, but again, I wanted to do that this year. We're going to do things imperfect. We're going to do things scared, and we're going to put things out there that are unpolished and imperfect rather than not putting things out there at all. Functionality. I won't stray. And we're all hot, and that's okay. Hey guys, it's Laurel. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're new. Today we are recording a new style of video. We're kind of going back to our roots while also trying something new at the same time. We're trying, I say we, as in me, as in just me, myself, and I, and you guys are watching it. But I am trying to do a podcast style video because you guys have been asking me to do a podcast for a long time. And I've always said, I don't know what the heck I would yap about. But I do know that a lot of my videos that I posted in the past have been me yapping just with extra media and extra pack-a-punch editing, you know? So maybe I should just try yapping for a bit. Favorite videos are something I used to do a lot in the past. And for my core viewers who knew me, especially before I kind of blew up. I don't like saying that, but you know, before a lot of you guys showed up through K-pop content or Halloween content, the original videos that did the best on my channel, which the best was like 500 views, which is still huge. 500 is still huge. That's 500 people watching, right? Or at least the video getting watched 500 times. Those videos were my favorites videos, which was like based off of an old trend that YouTubers used to do where they'd talk about their favorite products that they used a month. But I had kind of turned it into a like digital gratitude journal. And I have not made a favorites video in over a year, mainly because while they were my favorite videos to rewatch and to make and to film, they were some of my hardest videos to edit because I yapped so much and because I was always adding media, or I had my editor add media and add, you know, or I had my editor work on it herself. And sorry, I'm repeating myself like I'm going to go back and edit this, but because this podcast style, I don't know if I'm going to. So that's a habit I'm going to have to break. But basically, favorites videos took a lot of work to make, but I want to just listen to you guys as a whole because some of y'all just miss it so much. I think you'd rather have something than not have it at all. So this is my attempt to bring favorites videos back in a way that's more sustainable for me. I can't afford to have someone edit my videos as much as I did in the past. The economy is bungholes, and I know I'm not the only one that has experienced that. And there's no shame in it, you know what I mean? Like, money comes and goes, especially as the economy ebbs and flows. And that rhymed. Didn't mean to do that. Anyway, I do have some notes, so I'm going to look at them a little bit. But you guys have been asking me to A, start a podcast, and B, to bring favorites videos back. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know how much editing this will have. I want to know your guys' honest opinions on this in the comment section below. Please be productive? No, what's the word I'm looking for? Please give critiques that are productive. I can't think of the word I'm thinking of. But and please be kind. Well, I guess I can give you guys my big announcement. If you are in my streams or if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know this, but if you only follow me here, which is okay, this is where you're hearing this. I am moving. Bwah, 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 bwah. We're moving. I've lived in this house 5 years. I bought this house 5 years ago. First house I've ever owned, probably will be the only house I will ever own. And I am ready to downsize. I'm ready to move closer to friends. most of the people that I spend most of my time with live so far away from me, and feeling isolated has really messed with my mental health. And there's other, negative energies that I've experienced in this house. The person I bought this house with, I should say, the person who moved in with me when I bought this house, I've carried negative energy from that since. And I'm ready to just let it all go. And I'm ready to downsize. I'm ready to get rid of a lot of my things. I'm ready to have a different situation for me and my dog. So the reason I'm announcing this, because it's a big change, is, I am going to be in a transitional period for a hot minute. I feel like I have been for like a year, but that's been just based on mental health, right? And now I've got this physical thing that's changing, and I want to, with this big change up what I'm doing on this channel. I've gotten questions asking if K-pop is done. The truth is, I don't know. I don't want it to be done, but I do think that I am in a transitional state where right now I am prioritizing content that is good for me right now. Not saying K-pop isn't good for me, but sometimes it's takes a lot out of me when I don't have the ability to take from my energy levels in that moment, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm yapping and we haven't even gotten to the favorites video. But my announcements are, that I'm moving. I have a sponsored video coming out soon. It's sponsored. They didn't pay me to make it. It was a trade, but I'm contracted to make it. But it was a thing that I did that I had a great time doing, and I can't wait to share with you. So please look forward to that video. It will be vlog style. And I'm not done with K-pop. Those were my announcements. God, I am not good at this. But again, I wanted to do that this year. We're going to do things imperfect. We're going to do things scared, and we're going to put things out there that are unpolished and imperfect rather than not putting things out there at all. We're going to create, every piece of art you make is still art even when it's bad. Not every piece of art is going to be a masterpiece. This is partially for me and also for you. But we're going to talk about like my favorite products, experiences, and media that I've experienced in 2025. Because I haven't done this in a year, I have a whole year of favorites to tell you about. So it's going to be a long video. It's going to be podcast style. I'm not going to put music under this. So if you want to play some music while you watch, if you want to get a cozy drink, if you want to grab one of your hobbies to multitask or play a game while you listen, that is the impact I'm hoping to give with this video. I hope this is the kind of video that you put on in the background or on your second monitor or on your TV or whatever while you do laundry or, multitask. I just would love to be a little voice in your head that keeps you company sometimes. And this is my digital gratitude journal, so let's just talk about the things and stuff that we were grateful for in 2025. I'm going to start with the physical stuff because I did bring some stuff to show and tell since I'm not going to be putting media on the screen like I used to. I figured I could at least show you the physical things, right? Let's start with products. One of the biggest products that I could say it was important, how do I say this? That affected my 2025 was the brand Baggu. They started as like reusable bags made from reusable fabrics. And now they sell reusable bags, containers, purses, towels, socks, so many things. But what I'll show you is like this little fanny pack. I love this little guy. You've seen many different ways this can be styled. You put a few keychains on here, etc. Oh, see, they also have, what are these called? It's an AirPod holder. Oh my gosh, like, there's so many great products at Baggu. I have become a tote and Baggu girl, okay? I think it's so important that you carry around reusable bags. And they come in so many different fun designs. They had like Sanrio collabs and stuff. I just love the bags. I love carrying them when I go out. It makes me feel a little extra like I'm doing something good for the world by using that instead of getting another plastic bag that's just going to be thrown or recycled. Well, you know, let's be honest, how much of it's actually being recycled, right? But I love Baggu. It's like my favorite brand right now. I think that there is something to be said about, you know, overconsumption, especially overconsuming in Baggu goods. I'm hoping to no longer buy reusable bags unless I need them because I think I have plenty. Their purses are really cute though too, so I'll probably continue to buy their purses. Their socks, guys, the Baggu socks. Wait, I think I put some in here because okay, some of the show and tells in here I don't want to spoil. Yes, okay. The Baggu socks are so soft. Guys, I feel so scatterbrained right now, so I hope what I'm saying makes sense. But every product I've ever bought from Baggu has been spectacular. I recommend them. I recommend not over-consuming in general. In my day-to-day life, I am trying to become more of a secondhand girly, thrifting girly, etc. But this is something I do buy straight from the company because I do think it's a company that is doing good shit. And they make cute good shit. I have 2 of these in 2 different colors. And I just got this. It's like a side purse, but it looks like a teddy bear. It's so cute. But that'll probably be in my January favorites. We'll see if I make another one of these. So, hey, that was my first favorites. We're 13 minutes in, and I have a very long list. So, slay. Next thing on my list is the app Finch. Finch is a cutie patootie little app where you have a little bird. Oh my God, happy birthday. Happy half birthday. Wild timing. It's my baby's half birthday. I named him Channy, like Bang Chen. You have these little birds, and the way that you raise them is by doing healthy habits and things. And like, I use this literally sometimes just to help me get out of bed, and brush my teeth and take my meds. Like, this has been an app that it's great for dopamine farming and also reminding yourself to do small, hard tasks that you forget to do throughout the day, like putting something away or, you know, whatever. I use this specifically to get me through my most depressive episodes because I have these cycles. And so you might, when I showed you, you might have seen some things that are really small and simple and whatever to you. But on my most depressive days, getting out of bed and brushing my teeth is extremely difficult. Sometimes I'm so extremely forgetful, I forget to take my meds, and maybe I forgot to feed Isley in the morning. So it's just like a helpful little reminder and to like keep track of what I've done throughout the day. And then you get to like dress up your little bird, and your friends can also have their own little birds, and our birds can all have pets, and then our birds will travel to different countries and cities together. It's very cute. It's very wholesome. I really do believe that got me through half of last year. When I was in like my most depressive funk, that's when my friends sent me the link and said, you should try this and we'll all do it together. And that act within itself was so meaningful to me. But yes, I love Finch. And by the way, when you first open Finch, it does make it seem like you have to spend money. You don't have to spend money. You can do Finch for free. You can use that app completely for free. Little hack. Oh, I turned the brightness down so I could show you things. Third thing on my list, I think it's obvious because if you've been following me on Patreon or streams, I have a blind box addiction. That is the word, but for some reason, the way I emphasized it, it sounded like I was like addiction. Anyway, blind boxes is the next thing on the list. My desk is scattered with things from blind boxes that I've gotten semi-recently, but, you guys know I'm a Labubu girly. I love, like, this little Cupid guy. I unboxed him on Patreon, right? Like, I love the little surprise, right? There is much to be said about overconsumption. I think I'm going to say that multiple times in this video. I don't want to promote overconsumption. But also, my autism loves little trinkets. So there's got to be a healthy balance, and I'm trying to figure it out. But let me tell you, that is a good little dopamine farm. A blind box is great for dopamine farming. But I am proud of myself. I will say, I genuinely can't remember the last time I bought a blind box. So it's definitely a favorite for 2025. I think it was a favorite for a lot of us in 2025. Everybody got hooked on Labubus, right? But I maybe I'm not bringing that into 2026. I know I haven't opened a single blind box in 2026. So there's that. Ooh, next thing on my list is like a product mixed with an experience. This is something that goes hand in hand with, like, last year was an extremely depressive episode year for me. And so I was trying to find ways to make my life easier when I was unable to take care of myself. And part of the reason I don't have someone editing my videos as much anymore is because I'm spending money in ways that helps with that instead. I discovered a blow dry bar, which is basically a hair salon where all they do is wash and style your hair. Sometimes they also have like people who will do your makeup, or they will do fun things like tinsel or bridal or prom hairstyles, right? But you can get memberships at this place and they'll do your hair like 2 to 3 times a month. They'll just wash it. So I've been having somebody else wash my hair like once a week for basically a whole year. And I know that that's wild, but it was relatively affordable, and I could afford to do it. And if I hadn't done it, I would have spent most of the year greasy, gross, and with matted hair. And that's just the truth of my mental health and probably my disability. I don't know. But the next thing on my list for 2025 is color depositing conditioner. My hair stayed so red last year because, I started the year with blue hair, right? And I decided I wanted to go back to red, but to go from blue to red, I had to bleach everything. But to go to blue, in general, I had to bleach everything. So I had to really destroy my hair to go on that journey, okay? And so then to have red on bleached hair, my red was fading all the time, like so fast, like one wash and the red would fall out. So I got this brand of color depositing conditioner. This is not red, obviously, because my hair's not red now, it's pink. So I have a hot pink one instead, but the red is what I was using when I had red in my hair. And yeah, this saves my life. Anytime somebody asks how I keep my color vibrant, this is the answer. There's lots of different brands. This is just the brand that works for me and works color-wise for me. This is Cura Color. You just put this in your conditioner, like mix them together, let it sit for a little bit, and then wash it out. And it's thebomb.com. So, yeah. Shout out to them. Not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by any of the things I'm talking about in this podcast video thingamajig. Okay, the next thing on my list is white liquid eyeliner. I started doing this little in the corner of my eye eyeliner thing this year, and I had to put it in the video because I feel like it's like my new signature makeup thing. For a while it was the star stamps, and now it's this little corner eye moment. I don't know why, but I feel like it opens my eyes up more because, you know, I squint when I'm having a good time and I'm smiling. So, like, I feel like my eyes always shrink and get so small, but I want people to see when I'm expressive, right? And the white eyeliner kind of adds to that. So, that's been like a big thing for me the past year, and I don't see it going away anytime soon. It's like my new makeup signature. For that, I use the NYX Professional Makeup Epic Wear Waterproof. Is that what it's called? In the color white. Is this little guy. I am not a makeup influencer, but she's amazing. Sometimes she's a little itchy when she's drying, but you know. Beauty is pain. Shoot, the next thing on my list I gotta dig through this bag for, because it's tiny. Oh, wow, I found it right away. You guys know I get my nails done. I have fake nails, and they're long. And one thing I will say is if you get fake nails like this, you need to be washing your hands more and more thoroughly. And things are gonna get caught underneath and all that. And if you have them for a long time, if you aren't cleaning that, that's going to be so much grody bacteria in there, okay? So I wish I remember where I got this from, but this is like a portable nail brush, and it opens and closes like this. I have 2 of these. I keep one in my purse and one by my sink. And every time I can get this out, when I'm washing my hands, I'm scrubbing underneath here, okay? Because I'm sorry, bacteria is spreading all the time. And I think that I've become a clean freak a little bit. But you know what? I've gotten far less sick than I used to in the past because I've been a lot more careful. So I super duper recommend nail brushes if you have acrylic nails or long nails. Please take care of your body. I mean, when you're like eating, your fingers are going in your mouth, okay? Your nails are going in your mouth, right? Or if you're scratching your eyes or whatever, like, don't just wash your hands, wash your nails too. What's the next thing on me list? Keychains and clicky clacks. Keychains and clicky clacks. This has got to be one of those autism trinket things. I love when my keys jingle, and now I love when my purse jingles. Let me show you. My purse be jingling, okay? I got this little chain, this one right here, secondhand, from Buffalo Exchange. And this chain was already on this purse, so I just added another one. And it's got like a little bow, and it's got some little like dingly danglies, whatever. Okay. But also, you know, I was in my Labubu era, and I have my K-pop representation here. Some of these are gifts from y'all. These right here were made by some of y'all, okay? I love to carry around handmade presents that you guys make me. I try to switch them out so I'm not always carrying the same things. But I don't know what it is, but I feel like a lady when I'm clicking and clackling, okay? When I'm walking around, I'm like, yes, I'm making noise while I go, okay? I'm going and I'm going. And something about it just makes me feel like I'm more productive. I'm more on my shit. I have my shit together, okay? I don't know. It's like good stimuli. It's good, yeah, stimuli. That was exactly the word I wanted to use. I did find out the other day that this one has a locket. It doesn't stay closed very well, though. But I would like to put, like, a picture of Isley in it. My keys are also jingly jangly, but I didn't want to show you my keys because they do dox me in a way. So, but my keys are really cute and they dingle dangle and they've got little chromie on them. Okay, we're making okay time. 26 minutes in, and we have so much to go through. No, this is gonna be long. So I hope you guys like this basically unfiltered, barely edited content. Seriously, I do want your guys' honest opinions on content like this in the comment section below. Oh, the next thing was gifts from y'all. I adore getting presents from you guys in the mail. My P.O. box was like one of the things that kept me going last year. You guys have crocheted little things for me. This was from Plague Witch. This was from Tabo. We've got stuff from Pearly and Demon and Miss Demon. I almost said Demon Hunter. Hello. And Azure and so many people I'm going to forget. And there's never going to be a way that I'm going to be able to name everybody that has made me things. But it is so fulfilling to receive gifts from you guys. Not because it's like, I'm getting gifts. It's because it's a reminder that you guys are people. That you exist. I sit staring at my screens all the time, and there's just this like dissociative, is that even a word? It's the elements that go into this job make it so easy to forget that you guys aren't just numbers. And I hope that doesn't sound like I take you guys for granted, because I don't ever want to. And the gifts, I want to say, you don't have to send me presents, just like handwritten letters. You don't have to spend any money. The handwritten letters, I have them on my refrigerator. I actually have a magnet from Sarah Jo. It's a bunch of the girly pops that I met at the ATEEZ concerts. They gave me this big magnet, and it's photoshopped, and Hong Jung is taller than everybody else, and it says, "Wow, so tall." And that's like my main magnet on my refrigerator now. I love just seeing physical representation that you guys exist. Does that make sense? I don't know. And it makes me feel closer to y'all. Ugh, I just love. Okay? I don't think I have this. Actually, do I? I might have it in here. I just ran out of the big, I say big, it's not even that big, but the big main, bottle of this. But I'm on a journey right now trying to find like my scent, my signature scent. All of my friends, when I hug them, I'm like, I know what they're going to smell like. And I'm like, I don't think I have that. But for the past, I'd say like 6 months, I've been wearing what is this called? Mod Vanilla by Ariana Grande. I know I love musk smells and I know I love vanilla. So I've been kind of searching for something along those lines. I like this because I do think that it sticks for a long time. But I'm still trying to figure out other options because you can't get like a big bottle of this. The biggest thing of it is like literally like this big, as far as I'm aware. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But I just ran out of the one that's like this size. And so I'd be carrying this one around. And they're so expensive. This was like $30. Girl, tell me why all perfume is expensive. I just wish there was a hack to that. And I just need smells that last longer. But oh my God, I smell so good right now. Anyway. Okay, I did mention we are still in our trying to consume less era, right? I am trying to buy secondhand more often and go thrifting more often. And my best purchase, I would say, of this year, I have lots of thrift finds that I'm obsessed with, but I think of this year were these shoes. I don't know how I got so lucky. I mean, they're pretty worn down at this point, but I have a pair of gray high top Converse. I forgot that maybe some of you guys might not even be watching the video and only listening, so I need to explain. Right, that's how podcasts work. Okay, we're going to have to get in that mindset. You know what I mean? These are high top Converse gray. When I got them at the thrift store, they were almost brand new. I got so lucky. There was barely any wear and tear. they're like a little bleached. They were like sun bleached when I got them, and that was it. And I love these shoes specifically for weightlifting. If you are getting into weightlifting and you haven't been told this, flat shoes are really good for especially leg day. Like lifting heavy weights, you're most likely going to want flat shoes. Some people will do their like leg days barefoot. Some people do them in Crocs. Like I don't get it, but the way I enjoy leg day is with a pair of flat shoes. So these have been my workout shoes. I don't wear them when I go running because that's not safe. But I love these. I need to get another pair. But guys, Converse are usually, I don't know, so expensive. And I got them for less than half of the price. I think I got them for a quarter of the price. I can't remember offhand, but this was a treasure that I found last year. And I wore them pretty much every other day. I wore them every time I worked out. So, slay mama, slay. Another thing I don't have physically here, but we're going to talk about some foods. Mango has always been my favorite fruit, and it's really hard to get good mangoes in general, especially when I lived in Nebraska. In Texas, it's still pretty hard to get good mangoes here. But mango sticky rice, if you can find a good, like, Thai restaurant that does mango sticky rice, that is my sweet treat, baby. If I could eat that every day, I would. All right. When I was visiting my parents out of the country, I was able to get mango on a stick with tahini. And I didn't realize that till the trip was almost over. I would have had that every single day on the beach if I knew I could have had that every single day on the beach. Okay? Ugh, I love a juicy mango. You know those scenes in, like, Call Me By Your Name or Summer I Turned Pretty with the peaches? Me. That's me with mangoes. That's me with a mango, baby. Stop picturing it. Just kidding, I brought it up. Last but not least, out of the physical products that I can show you right now, it's another food. But this has been my safe food all year. Oh my god, it's roomy. And it does have the K-pop Demon Hunter characters on it now, but Shin Ramen, I've loved Shin Ramen for years. I used to only ever buy the packets that you have to cook on the stove. But if you are disabled and depressed, fuck it, get the cup ramen. Get the cup ramen. You need the energy. If I didn't have cup ramen today, I wouldn't be filming right now. I literally was crashing so hard. I felt like shit. I was dissociating. And I was like, I don't think I can do this. And I was like, maybe I'm just hungry. And girl, I was. And this takes 3 minutes to make. I like to add cheese, shredded cheese on top, because it adds a little bit of a good sensory for me. I think it adds more to the texture. And specifically, I like Shin because it's spicier. You can control the spice based on how much powder you put in it. And it's got like little bits of veggies and stuff in here, which is good sensory. There's added texture. So this has been my saving grace all year. I think I ate this like 5 times a week during some of my worst depressive episodes. And that's just how it is. At the end of the day, if this is all you can cook, at least you're cooking something. Something is always better than nothing when it comes to eating. Eat something instead of nothing. That's what I'm saying. All right, everybody take a deep breath. That's the show and tell portion. I have so many things that I have to be grateful for. Like, those were my favorite things that got me through the year, but I have, like, experiences to be grateful for. I have movies, TV, games, books, etc. So I'm going to talk about those with y'all now. But, like, this is such a reminder why I like these videos. Because I'm yapping about the things I love. It's a good benchmark to, like, come back and watch these and be like, oh, that's what I was doing last year, right? Or that's what I was doing during that month, etc. But I do think that it's, like, just a little piece of joy. If you've made it this far in the video, I do want to know some of your favorites from last year, whether that's products or books or movies, etc. I want to know in the comment section below, please and thank you. Okay, we're gonna talk about media, physical media, etc. And then we'll do experiences last, because that's gonna be a little yap session. The first thing I have listed in media is edits of me, which sounds so narcissistic. But again, you guys, it was like the first time in years that you guys decided to start editing me, like doing, what do they call it? Fan cams of me. You guys are so fucking funny and creative. And then sometimes you guys also make me feel like the sexiest piece of ass alive because of it. And it's just like a cute little reminder. I don't know. It makes me feel like I am doing something here. You know what I mean? One of my favorite edits that I'm thinking of right now is the do you ever wonder what's going on in their heads? And then it's me hitting the nut button over and over and over again. Oh, she's broken. Well, you'll have to go find that video online. It was from one of the viewers, but I fucking love it. I love that those are also benchmarks for some of our stupidest, silliest streams. You know what I mean? So I just want to say thank you for giving a shit. Thank you for making those edits. Thank you. Those got me through last year. Those really, really helped, whether you realize it or not. So thank you. Last year was also a big year for me trying to get back into reading. I got a Kindle as a gift from my parents, and I was trying to read more. And I will say, I didn't read a whole lot last year, but what I did read stuck. Like I read Gone Girl for the first time last year, and I loved it. And then I discovered the author T. King Fisher, which I've read more of her books this year than I read books last year in all already. I'm filming this on the 21st of January. Happy birthday, Kelsey. I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, T. Kingfisher, currently my favorite author, just because I like the way that she writes, feels like she understands neurodivergent brains. And the people that she writes about aren't these perfect, petite, or like godly figures. They're just normal people in their mid-30s with hyperfixations and flaws. And I love her books. I love them. Currently begging her to finish writing the rest of the Paladin series, because I have finished book 4. I need the next one. I felt like it ended on a cliffhanger. So good. But we'll talk about those more in the next favorites video, because those I finished this year, not last year. But while I'm talking about books, I am trying to read more this year in general, because I'm trying to get away from screens more in general. So guys, tell me, I want one book. If you guys are readers, I want one singular book. Please tell me the title, the author, and give me a synopsis without spoilers. I'm only asking this if you want to, but mainly because if you guys just tell me like, oh, the Fourth Wing series, I'll be like, okay, that's just another romantasy, whatever, but I don't know anything about it. I have no reason to be like, oh, that actually sounds really slay, right? If you guys want me to get into your books, y'all got to tell me what they are. Okay, but I'm interested. I want more books to read. Right now I'm basically just reading T. King Fisher books because I know I like her writing style, but like I want to discover more. So get me there. Help me help you. And then I can keep recommending good shit after you guys help me discover good shit, right? And then it could be like a little thing that we do where we recommend good shit to each other. Anyway, moving on. TV shows last year, I binged the hell out of Apothecary Diaries. 2 seasons out so far. Season 3 is coming. That show, it's so good. It's so good. I love that Mao Mao, the main character, is so autism coded, just like me, where she is just all she cares about. The only reason she does well in her job is because she's driven by curiosity. She doesn't want people to like know who she is. She doesn't want to go higher in classes. Like, she's not trying to raise in ranks. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. She's not trying to raise in ranks. She's trying to be small and forgettable and whatever, but she's just so curious, and she's just so nosy, and she's so good at figuring things out. She's basically Sherlock. And then Master Jinshi is, you know what I mean? Like, I need that. You know what I mean? Anyway, I love them. I love them. And then there's just some wild moments. Like, it got so spicy out of nowhere. And then, anyway, I don't want to spoil anything, obviously. But if you yearn for a yearner, watch Apothecary Diaries. And then thank me later. Speaking of yearning, the other TV show that had me by the throat in 2025 was one that I think a lot of you guys were held on by the throats as well, which is Summer I Turned Pretty. Girl, why did all of us attach ourselves to that show at the same time? I was watching it when it first came out, and I was like, this isn't that realistic. But I can't stop watching it, and I couldn't figure out why. And I do think it's because Lola Tung is that how you say her last name? She is so captivating. I think she is so talented. And the script is wild, and I do love the writer, Jenny Han, because I love the books and the movies that were like all the boys that I loved. Love that series. Summer I Turned Pretty to me is like a different caliber. It's not better or worse. It's just different because I just feel like it's such an unrealistic situation. However, there is thought behind everything. The colors that are used and the jewelry, silver versus gold. If you know, you know, right? Like there's just so many, and there's so many parallels. And it was such a frustrating season. The final season was so frustrating. But guys, I was literally waiting up till 3 a.m. on Wednesdays because I had to watch it as soon as it came out so I would avoid spoilers because all of us were watching it at the same time. Anyway, loved it. Miss it. Need that again. Need to experience that again. I even bought the books on my Kindle so I could read them, and then I haven't read them because I'm like, well, now I know the story. Why did I do that? But it's too late now, so I'm going to have to read them at some point. They're on my Kindle. So, anyway, moving on. Movies. If you guys are on my streams, you know what all of these are going to be, so I won't dwell. But Sinners was the best movie I saw in 2025. Holy shit. That movie to me is not just a horror movie. That is zeitgeist material. That is history. That is important. I think everyone needs to see it once. Okay? There is a scene in that movie that I think is one of the best scenes I've seen in a film ever. Like, it just sent goosebumps across my whole body and gave me this emotional reaction. I don't know. It's just so good, guys. And it really isn't that scary. If you feel like you can't do it because of horror, if it's a gore thing, yes, there's blood, but I wouldn't say it's like outrageous, right? And yes, it's horror, but it's not really all that jump scary. You kind of know what's happening. It's more of a thriller, I'd say, and it's more about systemic racism and music. It's so music driven. Oh my God, there's another scene in this movie. It's a monologue, and it almost wasn't put in the movie, but it's such an important monologue. I think every privileged person every white person needs to hear this monologue, because if you haven't experienced radical empathy, I would hope that one monologue would get you there. I saw that movie 3 times in the week that I saw it. It's so good. It's so good. And the music is so good, okay? And if you guys grew up on Skins UK like I did, bro, Cook is in it. To see Cook as an adult and he's still fine as fuck. Ooh, and he's still like, why am I feeling this way about obviously a terrible person? You know what I mean? Like, anyway, I love him. Need that. Sorry, moving on. Next one on the list. You guys knew this was coming. K-pop Demon Hunters. First and foremost, I'm going to plug myself. On my Patreon, you can watch the full movie with me reacting to it. On Patreon. If you haven't watched that, if you want to watch that movie with me, go do that. I still get so emotional thinking about this film because not only is it representation of Korean media, but it's also almost perfect representation of K-pop fandoms. And the animation is so good, it scratches this itch in my brain, okay? It's the same people who animated Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, okay? Sony. The animation style is so good. The music is so good. Anyone that feels skeptical about the movie, especially if you don't like K-pop, in my experience from the people in my life who had never listened to K-pop and then watched this movie, all of them said pretty much the exact same thing, which was along the lines of, we started the movie and we're like, okay, like we'll just put this on while we do it. And then the first song started and then I was locked in. Because the first song just grabs you by the throat and goes, this movie's about to be fucking stellar. I don't know how to explain it. It's just the way that the first song locks you in like that. And it makes me emotional because this has opened up the world of K-pop to so many people who would have never given it a chance. I'm going to cry talking about this, but it's like, I wish I could open up my guts and spill them out to the people that I wish would give the things that I love a chance that won't because they're scared of being cringe. That's how I feel about K-pop Demon Hunters. I wish every single person in the world would watch this movie. Sinners was 5 stars. K-pop Demon Hunters was 5 stars. If Sinners didn't come out in 2025, K-pop Demon Hunters would have been my movie of the year. It was my number 2, a very, very close number 2. But I can't put anything above Sinners. You know what I mean? Everybody needs to see it. Third, but not least at all, of the movies that I loved in 2025 was Wicked. Obviously. I'm a theater kid. Since the day I saw Wicked on Broadway, it was the first show I ever saw on Broadway. One of the first musicals I ever eat, slept, and breathed. Okay? Eat, slept, and breathed. Anyway, I begged for that movie for that musical to become a movie for like my whole life. I had dreamed of that day. And they did it. And they used practical effects for the makeup in Act 2. There was CGI. Didn't love the CGI. But I had like small little nitpicky things. But all in all, what an incredible experience. This is the way I feel about K-pop Demon Hunters, about the way it captured K-pop, is the way I feel about Wicked in the way that it captured the musical essence of that show and the stage presence of that show. To open up musical theater to people who would have never given it a chance. I'm just so emotional about that. It felt like I was sharing something with people that I never thought I'd get to share with them. And so many people liked it who didn't ever think they liked musical theater. This is how I feel. I wish everybody would also watch the movie Across the Universe, because I feel like Across the Universe isn't a musical, but because people know it's a musical, they won't give it a chance. But it's such an incredible piece of cinema. I feel like everybody should watch it. I could go on and on about films. You guys know that. Oh, shoot. You know what? While I'm speaking of it, I forgot to put this on the list, but it's definitely on there. I got a Letterboxd this year, which is an app that you can use to review films that you watch. Please follow me on Letterboxd. I'm not Laurel on Letterboxd. And I love talking about movies. So every time I watch a movie, I put it in there because it's a fun way to log in what I've been watching throughout the year. Love it. That's how I was able to keep track of this stuff. So go check out my Letterbox. And if you don't have one and you like films, you should get one because it's a great way to find out what your friends have been watching and how they feel about things. And like, also like when I was scrolling trying to find a movie to watch the other night, I was like, this sounds interesting. Let's see what people think of it on Letterbox. And you can just scroll through and see how many stars everybody's giving it. And then you're like, oh, okay, maybe it's not going to be that good. Or, oh, maybe this is like majority is giving this good. I should check this out, right? Love. Great app. Mm-hmm. I'm a gamer, so we have to talk about the best games that I played in 2025. Peak came out. That game is so silly goofy, and it's been helping me face one of my biggest fears. Okay, Peak is a game where you are literally trying to get to the highest peak in the game. You're trying to climb up, 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 up. But you're dealing with the elements and hunger and stamina. And you'd think that this is like an intense, really difficult game, but it's actually quite hilarious because when you play with friends, there's proximity chat. When they fall off of a cliff, you can hear them go, ah! And that's hilarious, okay? There's elements of like things that you can eat that can poison you or make you fall asleep or turn you into skeletons, okay? It's silly, goofy, and terrifying. Not terrifying. I shouldn't say it's not a horror game, okay? It's a silly, goofy game, okay? But when we first started playing this game, when I would get towards the end of the peak, to the highest point, I was shaking, sopping with sweat, crying, because I'm terrified of heights, guys. Absolutely terrified. But I was so in love with this game, and I think it was because it felt like I was achieving something that I didn't think I'd ever be able to achieve. Every time I got closer to the end, I was like, holy shit, like I'm facing my fears. And now when I play that game, I don't blink, okay? I don't bat an eye, okay? I'm having a great time. Well, some of the new worlds or the new areas they've added are frustrating as all heck, but it's just such a fun game. And what a great way to face your fears. Silly and goofy. I do recommend playing it with friends, but we've been streaming it solo a lot lately because I feel like it's also a great game for me to just yap with you guys while I'm playing. It's just intense enough. It's not too intense. It's just intense enough. The next game on my list is on this list because I love and I hate it. It's the best and it's the worst. It's terrible and it's amazing. And it's given me brain rot. I have become an iPad kid because of this game. And I'm a year late, mind you, okay? People played this and were addicted to it 2 years ago. And I got addicted to it a year later. And to this day, I be playing it every single night before I go to bed. It's a problem. Especially because I'm trying to stop looking at screens all the dang dang time. Okay, I also think it's part of the reason I didn't sleep very well last night. But that game's Balatro. Stupid little game I never thought I would like because I don't usually like card games. It's like a deck building game, roguelike. I'll say this for the people who don't know video games very well and you go, oh, deck game, and you've already, clocked out. You've already shut down. You've already stopped listening to me. Take everything you know about card games and poker and throw it away. And then think about games like Stardew Valley and Katamari Damacy. And is that how you say that word? Katamari? Anyway, games that are satisfying because of the sounds they make when you play them. That's why Balatro is it. That is what Balatro is. It's satisfying and it gives you constant dopamine farming, which is a problem, but it's awesome. But it's bad, but it's awesome. And I can't stop playing it. I can't stop. It's so hard and I'm so bad at it. But when I finally do well and I finally win and when I unlock stuff, it feels so good and it's so satisfying. Wow, I've gotten heated, guys. It's almost an hour in. We're almost done with products and then I got to talk experience. But listen to me, okay? Give Balatro a chance. I'm sorry and you're welcome. Next game on my list for 2025 is No, I'm Not Human. This game has such a simple concept, but it enveloped my brain for like a whole month. It was all I could think about. And I still want to finish it because this is a game that you can play and have multiple endings with. We've had 3 endings, I think. I want more, okay? If you're interested, I have it saved. I need to put it on YouTube, I think, but I haven't because I just haven't had the spoons or time. But let me know if you want that. It's just an interesting concept. You would just have to figure out who are what did they call them in the game? I don't remember. Basically, like, who are like the zombies and who aren't. And you have to figure that out through like specific symptoms, which I think they don't change every time. But people who are them and aren't change almost every time. And the RNG can screw you over, right? And it's a choice-based game. There's lots of different ways to win, lots of different ways to lose. But it's just so interesting. And it has this overarching story, which is weird and interesting on top of it. And I don't know, I really liked that game. I want more games like that. Apparently, there's a new game out that's kind of like it called Quarantine Zone, and I want to play that as well. So we'll probably play that next time I'm live. We'll see. All right, final game on the list. You guys knew it had to be on here because I'm pretty sure it was my game of the year. And that is Dispatch. Dispatch was created by, I think, the same people who made Critical Role. And, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't have the Date Everything sim on here, but that should also be honorable mention, Date Everything. Another great game, a game made by voice actors for voice actors. Love, 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 love. Great game. So fun, so goofy. Once in a lifetime experience, let me tell you. But Dispatch was a story-based game that plays out like a movie. You are a retired superhero trying to save the world through dispatching. And it's kind of horny on top of that. You've got everybody in the game is attractive. Everyone. And it's a great game. It's so much fun. It's so well done. It's beautiful. It's slightly controversial. And the voice acting is so good. Love it so, so much. So much. And one of my best friends' is also a voice actor in it. So that's super cool. Love that for her. But yeah, that's another game I wish I could experience for the first time again. If you haven't watched me play it, my playthrough of that is on YouTube in 2 parts. Those are all the things that were my favorite. Now we're moving on to, like, the gratitude, right? The experiences, the things of 2025 that shaped me in a good way. Because let me tell you, 2025 had a lot of really bad moments. We don't talk about that here. We don't need to. We don't need to dwell, okay? The world is on fire. There's so much going on right now that is terrifying, right? And joy is an act of rebellion. It's important to invest in the things that make us happy and to remember what we're fighting for. You know what I mean? Because if we lose hope, then we have nothing. And joy is going to help with that. So let's talk about the good shit that happened in 2025. Obviously, a lot of these things aren't universal, but I hope that me talking about the things that made me happy will add a little serotonin to your day. First and foremost, this is like bittersweet. I think it was January or February last year, I saw Purple Kiss live. May they rest in peace. They disbanded in November. I loved them. Seeing them live was incredible. They had such stage presence. I got to meet all of them. I got a selfie with all of them, individual selfies with each of them. Loved seeing them. They were so great. It was in like a small little venue downtown, and they were just so much fun. I'm so disappointed that more people didn't love them. You know what I mean? I'm so sad that they are disbanded. But what a great group. Such a fun night. Pilates. I became a Pilates princess this year. I really did, or this past year. I was doing it pretty regularly, and I love it. It's not going to make you, extremely thin, and it's not going to give you a certain body type, but it is going to bring you closer to majority women. And It's a low impact workout. It's a great way to start your morning. It's a great way to become present in your body. It's a great way to sweat. The music is good. The vibes are chill. I love it. It is like meditation for me. Even during the hardest classes when I am wanting to cry and scream and give up, I walk out of there feeling like I was truly present for a whole hour and understood my body for a whole hour and was giving her a gift for a whole hour. I love that shit. Speaking of being present, let's talk about being whimsical in the forest without your phones, with your friends. You guys know I'm a Ren Fair girly, but I need to put an emphasis on how important this is to my mental health. It's not just about going to a place where you dress up really cute and get good pictures. Most of the time when I'm going to the Ren Fair with my friends, we don't have our phones out. We are interacting with strangers. It's one of the best places in the world to meet new people because almost everybody is there to just vibe and have a good time. Like, I personally, and I've only gone to smaller Ren Fairs really, but if you go to smaller ones, the vibes are immaculate. That is like the easiest place to make new friends. And it's like a good place to like escape reality for a little bit. And you get to hang out with people who look like hot elves, okay? Like slay. And mead isn't for everybody, but if you like mead, it's like so much fun to drink mead and hang out. I feel like the Ren Fair is like a tailgate, but for nerds. It's like a rave, but for nerds. If you go and you camp and you hang out at the campsites, it really does feel like a burn. It feels like a rave. It feels like a overnight music festival in a sense. And there's just such a sense of community, especially when you go to smaller fairs. Love that shit. But it was such a big part of 2025. I feel like I spent more time in costume than I spent in real clothes last year. And that really gave me life. That really got me through. In 2025, I got to watch 2 pairs of my friends get married. Barb and Trevor, friends of mine from Rooster Teeth, had one of the most beautiful weddings, by the way. Just like gorgeous weddings. And it is so beautiful to just see true love. It was in the room with us that night. It was, honestly, what a perfect little ceremony. What a perfect little day. It was just delicious. If I could wrap that day up as like a hard candy and keep it in my purse, I would. Oh, such a good night. And everybody, all the girls, all the women, all the femmes at the same time running to the dance floor when they started playing Chaperone was like, that was a religious experience for me. Great fucking night. And then two of my other friends, non-content creators, so I won't put them super duper on blast, but that was my first queer wedding ever, I think. Yes. I have a queer cousin who got married, but I was so young I don't remember it at all. So I would say yes, this is my first queer wedding. They are emo music listeners. And instead of having like a run out after the wedding where, you know, everybody's throwing rice or sparklers or whatever, they crowd surfed. We did a crowd surf. That was awesome. We had a mosh pit on the dance floor. They had a tattoo artist at the reception. I got a tattoo. So I will always remember that day. The vibes were immaculate. They wanted everybody to look beautiful. And like they said like fairy creature witchy vibes. They encouraged people to wear red at a wedding. You know, it was just, it was a beautiful ceremony, beautiful vibes, everybody's personality, immaculate. And then we had an Airbnb that we stayed at that night and partied even more. One of the most fun nights of my life. Holy cow. And it was just, it's so beautiful to see again, to see my friends be in love, it really reminds me that it is possible. It does exist. And it's fucking beautiful. I can't not mention the streamer gym and IRL streaming, working out, etc. I wouldn't say that was super good. The live streaming maybe wasn't great for my mental health in the long run, but getting to the gym regularly was so good for my mental health last year. And I'm trying to be a little less codependent on having a friend there. I think I leaned on my friend Aries a little too much in a lot of ways, and he understands that I am trying to be less codependent and do things more on my own. But I do really love working out with my friends. It does make the experience just easier and better. But sometimes when you work out with your friends, it makes the experience last way much longer, like way too long, like 2 to 3 hours. We don't need to be at the gym that long. We got shit to do, right? That's for our mental health. That's for our bodies, whatever. But then, like, let's go do the rest of our day. So, yeah. The next thing on my list is Epcot, which I think is so funny. I think I put it on the list because as a kid, growing up, being a Disney kid, when I would go to Disney parks, my parents loved Epcot, and I never understood. I fucking hated Epcot. I'd be like, Epcot's a waste of a day. We should always be at Magic Kingdom. Why aren't we always at Magic Kingdom? You know, kid, stupid, privileged kid, taking that shit for granted. You know what I mean? And now as an adult, going to Epcot with my dad, it's like my favorite park now. Walking around, experiencing, different cultures all in one day, experiencing different cultures, foods and drinks. And some of the best rides are actually there now, which is wild. Guardians of the Galaxy. But oh my God, the food is so good there. I don't know, but it's just funny to me because I used to be a Magic Kingdom girly and now I'm an Epcot girly. I don't know. I think it's also more just about, like, now every time I go to Epcot, I'm going to think about my dad. That's going to be like a really beautiful thing that we shared together multiple times last year. And that will make me cry if I get into it too much. But that was really important to me, that experience going with him. I love my dad so much. Whew, don't cry, bitch. You don't have time to cry. Crying is good and we should all do it. Yes, we should. We should let it out, but I don't want to mess up my makeup and we got to get... I've been live. I've been recording for an hour and 11 minutes, so we need to keep going. Epic Universe. I went to Epic Universe last year. I think it opened last year. And that's like the new Universal Park in Orlando. And that has like Mario, Super Mario, Nintendo World. Donkey Kong's also there. And then there's like Celestial Park. And then there's How to Train Your Dragon Land. And then there's like Dark Universe, which is like classic horror, Frankenstein, Wolfman stuff. And I still have to edit that vlog. I did vlog all of that. I vlogged that whole trip. I vlogged Disney and Epic Universe. And that's a whole other thing, guys. It's a bag of worms. Now it's like, can I even post it? Because it's all like Halloween content. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I had a great time. I got to meet Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. And that was one of the best experiences ever because I really felt like a kid in that moment. Finally meeting a dragon in person. That was amazing. I thought that my favorite thing at the park was going to be Dark Universe, the horror area, but it actually was the How to Train Your Dragon area. I could have spent the whole day there. Yeah, such an incredible experience. And of course, the Monsters Unleashed and Wolfman Ride in the horror area was super cool. I would have liked to have spent a whole day there too because we didn't get to really experience it all because we did it all in one day. Like, there was cool shops and restaurants that we didn't go into, and there was characters that we didn't really get to meet. I would have loved to experience that. So maybe one day I'll go back. But it was a cool thing that I got to experience it at all, and I'm glad we went. It was super fun. Super cool. And I think that it's going to grow a whole lot. There's going to be so much they're going to be able to do with that area. And I love that we have like a horror theme park finally. I just wish the horror area was bigger. I turned 30 in 2025, which is an age I always didn't want to turn. And now that I'm 30, it's probably one of my favorite ages I've ever been. So it's a favorite of mine to have turned 30. It's my 30th birthday is also a favorite, and the photo shoot that I did for my 30th is also a favorite. So let's talk about all of those things. First and foremost, age is just a number, but something happens, I don't know, chemically or what. When you turn 30, all of a sudden something is fucking glowing out of your ass, okay? You are walking on starlight. And maybe it isn't for everyone, but something has happened. There's something that has triggered in me. I am apparently feeling that. And maybe it's a false confidence. I don't give a shit. I'd rather be ignorant in that than to find out that it's false. I don't care because life is short and I need to start believing in myself again. But, yeah, it's like you've kind of reached the point of, I need to stop giving a fuck. I have to, because we only have one life and I'm 30 now. And the most important thing is living life and not surviving it, you know? And it's just like, it's turned me into my villain era, even without wanting to be a villain. And you know what I mean? Like, it's turned up the don't give a shit, don't give a fuck, don't give a shit. It's not perfect. I still give a shit. I still have days where I feel so insanely insecure, but that's the human experience. And I'm never going to fucking know what I'm doing. And I'm still going to struggle with depression probably for most of my life. But I don't know. Being this age, I'm like, I'm just going to wear it. I'm going to wear the thing, and I'm going to post the thing, and I'm going to do the thing. And I'm going to do the person. And I'm going to, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know, but I'm loving 30. I also want to talk about the photo shoot that I did for my 30th birthday. Is those pictures, anytime people have asked me for like headshots or anything since, I've always used those pictures now. Because first of all, something I've always loved, and I do think part of the reason I've done like lingerie photo shoots and stuff is not because I like the sexy aspect and like the self-esteem boost of it all. I really just like playing with elements and poses and lighting and trying to do pictures artsy. And I want to invest my time into that more. I don't like consider myself like a photographer. Like, I don't understand cameras. I do stuff with my iPhone, but I really like the creative aspect of setting up the shot and getting the shot and trying to do something different than I've done in the past. And I want to do that more. And I just see myself going back to that photo shoot and being like, oh, I'm so proud of that. That was so fun. It was so hard at first. I got really frustrated for the first hour of getting those photos. But I'm so proud of those photos. And they're amateur. I did that all on my own by myself, with my iPhone. I want to do that more. And then, of course, my 30th birthday was amazing. I don't remember much of it, but I know I had a good time. And I know I was surrounded by people that I love and that love me. And I know they all had a good time. They turned up on a Monday, okay? It was a Monday night. I did not think people were going to turn up, but they did. They did. And people sang karaoke, and friends from all over met each other and mingled. And that felt really good, too. Yeah, that was a great time. One of the best birthdays I've ever had. One of my regrets is I do wish that I hadn't gotten so drunk because I would like to remember more of it. But what I remember was so good. And what I don't remember, my friends got lots of videos and pictures of, and I'm really thankful for that too. And then shout out to my friends who fucking took care of me that night, because Lord knows I needed that. Oh my God, this was we've got to backtrack, but like, I think in February of last year, I did my first solo drag performance, and I never did drag again all of last year. And I do think that's just because I lost motivation and my spark, and I got really depressed. But I'm really proud of doing that solo drag performance. I was so scared. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to chicken out, but I did it, and I did it scared. And I started my year doing something scared, and I wish that I had kept that energy all of 2025, but I didn't. But I know that I can, and it's a good reminder that I can do things scared. I can do hard things. And my friends will show up and support me. And it might not be perfect. It might not be great, but I'm still so proud of myself for doing it. I don't know if it was good. Genuinely, I think part of the reason I didn't do it again was because I felt like I did it badly. But I want to do it again. I really loved experimenting with my makeup in that way. I loved performing. I love performing. I want to do it again. I saw Stray Kids live for the first time this year. And Bang Chen gave me a fist bump at my first Stray Kids concert. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Seeing them live was incredible. I saw them live 3 times last year. I had such a great time. Obviously, I saw ATEEZ live a second time as well. They're amazing, wonderful. I just love live music, and I love K-pop concerts specifically because it's so easy to make friends. Oh, I saw Cat's Eye last year, too. That was so fun. I got to see Internet Girl live on stage before it was out on music streaming. So another highlight was meeting you guys IRL. We did my first meetup ever. When I went to see Stray Kids in Seattle, I knew a lot of you guys were going to be there. So we went to a boba shop together. And then what did we do after that? And then we went to the K-pop store together. And that was beautiful and wonderful. And it opened up this world of, oh my God, I can meet you guys and we can mingle and it can be a great time. And so I did it a few more times throughout the year at other K-pop concerts. And I'm so glad I did. Like, again, it's so nice to meet you guys in person. It's so, you guys are just, you're people and you're real. And some of you guys became friends through the community, or some of you guys liked me so much you showed your friends my content, and now you share my content with your friends, and now I'm meeting your friends. And I do just have so much to be grateful for. So for those of you who partook in meeting me this past year, thank you. That really got me through. Thank you. I don't know, some of you guys have told me I've gotten you through things, but you guys have gotten me through. And I need you guys to know that. Thrifting. I've been thrifting a lot. Last year was the most thrifting I've done in a hot minute. And I went to the bins for the first time. Because, again, I'm trying to buy secondhand. This was thrifted. This flannel. In a world where fast fashion is ruining the environment, we should encourage secondhand. So I've been doing that a lot. Sorry, guys. My energy is dying out. I've been doing this too long. But don't worry. We've come to the end. I only have one more thing to talk about. I went to Halloween Horror Nights. Five Nights at Freddy's. What? What? No, you guys know I love horror. But I've always been a scaredy cat when it comes to doing that in person. Like, going to haunted houses is hard for me. And I didn't want to go to Halloween Horror Nights the first night I went. I brought my earplugs in case it was going to be too much for me or overstimulating. And the earplugs made me brave. And then the second time I went, I didn't wear the earplugs. Okay. I know. She's brave. But it was such a fun experience. I do think if you're a scaredy cat like me, doing it at Universal is a great way to do it, because it's scary, but also they have like security in every other room, which kind of helps you not feel too scared. And like, they're owned by big, movie companies. So it's going to be extremely safe because they cannot afford a liability. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what you're worried about, it's going to be safe there, But I had a great time and I didn't want to leave. Both times I went, I did not want to leave. I wanted to do everything. So I do think that's going to be something that I invest in the future. I had so much fun. Loved that. We have been recording for almost an hour and a half. Those were some of the best things I did and experienced and used and watched and played in 2025. I always, at the end of these videos, remember why I do them. It is so important to remind yourself of the good because our brain's always attached to the bad. And there's so much bad, but there's so much good. So do yourself a favor. If you're still watching this, please write down some of the good that you've been experiencing in the comment section or on physical paper so it's better in your brain and you don't forget it. Write that shit down. Let me know what you were grateful for in 2025 and please give me a book recommendation. Favorite book that you read in 2025, please tell me. Please and thank you. If you guys liked this podcast style, little edit, whatever, long ass yap session, let me know. What should I call this? If we're going to keep doing it, what should I call it? Am I starting a podcast or is this just a thing that I do once? Who knows? But thank you guys so much for watching. If you did. And I can't wait to go leave and take off my bra. I will yap in your guys' ears another time. Is that how I'm going to end these things? No, that didn't feel like a good ending. I'll figure it out. We'll keep benchmarking. We'll keep brainstorming. But I'll see you guys on the tubes. What do I usually say? Oh my God, I'm brain farting. See you later, skaters. I'll see you guys on the tubes later, skaters. Oh my God. Well, slay. Slay, mama, slay. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.